guys? I wanted to just film like a short clip of my rusty relations jar that I'm making right here. I have a rust in there. I'm gonna put 9 nails in there. Actually screws. These are 9 rusty screws. That's my black magic oil that's sitting right here, and I'm gonna be using that. For those of you that have purchased it, it works really good for fucking things up. I'm gonna add in a bunch of stuff in here. Rusty relations breaks apart any 2 people who you feel have came into your life and created that same type of rust that have left you bitter, have left you feeling salty, and you know, is really great for breaking apart the sluts that stay attached to your relationships. A lot of times you have to take that relationship and just rust it out, make it really rotten and disgusting between these 2. I'm gonna add in some mustard seeds. I'm going to add in a few things. I don't have my camera stand with me right now. So I'm going to add this. Okay. Just a little bit. Whenever you're working on your spells, like I told you in my previous videos, take a brown box, fill it up with Spanish moss. Like fill it all over with Spanish moss. That's another jar there with some snake skin for some revenge. That's his shoe soles in there that you see. In the same box and same preparation after you prep your jars and everything, it's always good to prep your jars. So with the full moon coming in a couple of days, it's always good to prep your jars so that when it's time for the full moon, for those of you that work on it, I mean, you can work your spells for destruction to fuck up people anytime you feel the need to. Like whenever a situation comes up, don't wait. Start prepping yourself, getting your shit together, and getting yourself ready for the destruction between these people. I have, you know what? I'm gonna add in the rest of the stuff first, and then we'll talk about my last piece that I'm gonna add in. I'm going to add some more rust in there. Whenever I make my rusty relations jar or bottle, I love to add in either nails or screws to fuck them up and screw with them and mess with the relationship. Rust causes sickness, and it not only will it make them both sick of each other, but it will make them sick every single time that they go with each other, go near each other, talk to each other. Now, if you want to get really, really, really heavy and nasty, you can add in some destruction powder in there. You can add a bit of goofer dust. And you can add in some hot foot in there as well. You're rusting the relationship. You want to run them from each other. You're really like destroying them. So, no pity. And let me tell you something. When you're working on people and you're prepping your items, like, don't be afraid of your powders. Don't be afraid of your oils. When you start doing that and you're creating like a fear, you're gonna be afraid of your stuff that you're working, and you can't be. The powders and the stuff are not gonna affect you. This is my goofer dust right here. It's not gonna affect you. It's not for you. It's for them. That smells stink. Yes. When it's real stink, it's real good. You need that stinkness. You want that nastiness. My jars way ahead of time and I could prep my jars like Friday, Saturday night, and you know I can keep my jars prepped for 2-3 weeks so that by the time I'm ready and it's time for your work to be scheduled, ooh, that smells good. Oh, when it's time for me to do it, it's been soaking, it's been simmering already, and that's what you want. Like, don't try not to do no last minute type of stuff, like, you know, like rush yourself into doing it. You got to make sure that you don't drain yourself. So keeping your protection and cleansing going. And when you're done with a process like this, like right now I'm sitting in the garage. So when I'm done, I go in the house, I'm going to take a bath I'm going to do like a cleansing bath. And then for like 13 minutes. And then I'm going to do a protection bath for like 9 minutes. And I'll use my red, I'll use the dragon blood incense. I'll use white sage, and always try to keep like a piece of camphor in that same room prior to you. Like, if you're gonna do it in your bathroom, get the brown box, any brown box, and you know, because you want to close it up after, and then you could take it wherever you want. So it'll be like a spell in a box, and just put a lot of Spanish moss at the bottom to help detain the spell and the energy, and like to keep it trapped in there. So like, I have 4 jars here. They're all gonna be different. Well, this one here is the Rusty Relations, one is a revenge, and the other one is to silence someone, like really disgusting shit. And then the one to the right is like for paybacks, and that's why I added in the snake skin. So I love using snake skin to like make them feel certain things that they've done to you. Ants would be good as well if you can get yourself some ants. And I love the dirt dauber. I like working with wasp nests and dirt dauber. Now the wasp nests, I feel like wasps are always pleasant. Like, if you don't bother them, they're not gonna bother you. So it's like, you know, so I prefer using the wasp nests for business, for success, for grounding yourself, for more successful things than bad. The dirt dauber nest, let me cover this and then I can put it on top. The dirt dauber nest I really, really, really love, and you can use them for practically anything. Now, dirt daubers are peaceful as well. They don't bother you, and it's really good to like get the nest when they've fully moved out. They've been out of this for quite some time. I had these for a couple of months now. One of my good friends, she gets them for me. She waits till they leave and stuff and abandon it. She sends them to me. This one has some bugs in it. If you can still see like a spiders in that one. There's some in here. It's dead. It's just like the skeleton of it. But what I do is I'm gonna add in some of this to my Rusty Relations because I really want to fuck her up. You gotta deal with them, and you know, you can't be afraid to work on someone. I know a lot of you are calling yourself light workers, and I don't believe in that concept. I really don't. After doing magic for so many years, it's like I feel there's good witches or whatever you want to call yourself, and then there's bad ones. Just like there's good magic and there's bad magic. But for me, if I have to go to the route to fucking you up, it's called defensive magic, because I'm defending myself. I'm protecting myself against you being the fucking whore, slut, motherfucker that you are. So whenever I have to prepare something for my clients and whatnot, the Rusty Relations, you have an option of whatever jar. Like, there's so many jars you can make and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll use the powder. And she sends these to me maybe like once a year, whenever she could get her hands on them, sometimes twice a year. And I just do what I need to do. I'm going to put some Dauber the powder in here. I'm gonna let this sit too for, I believe, the new moon. I mean the full moon. See, when the moon is full right after, it's gonna be waning, right? And that's when it's going from big to small. And then when it's waxing during the new moon stage, it's going from little to big. So that's where you can draw in. And then waning is big to small, where things are decreasing. The moon is getting smaller, so you can fuck it up, shut up spells, anything in that destructive nature. So I mean, after a while of like getting myself used to this, I'm not afraid of my powders. I make all of my powders and different stuff myself, so I'm not afraid of my powders. I'm not afraid of my oils. I love the black magic oil. It's just, it was, I just feel like it was perfect. It's a perfect creation for really like giving motherfuckers what they really need. So with the light magic and the dark magic, as you become accustomed to doing your work, like that goes out the window for you. Because if you tell me, oh, I'm a light worker, but I need to fuck somebody else, you ain't no light worker then. You're not a light worker. Like you need to take as much time as possible to think about what you're saying and what you're doing, and just reconsider things fully and say, you know what, I'm a worker, or whatever you call yourself. I'm a witch, I'm a brujo, whatever you call yourself, whatever it is that you are, you need to just embrace it. You know, like, it's like a lot of you are just like regular day people going to work. You know, you take care of your kids, you come home, and at night you're ready to fuck up. So, you know, it's like you're just the practical witch, the basic witch, you know, the everyday witch. And I want you to embrace what you can do for yourself. I want you not to be afraid. I want you not to, you know, limit yourself and say, oh, you're a light worker. No, because I don't consider there to be light workers and dark workers. There's witches, okay? And then you push that witch, she will fuck you up. And she's, you know, she's just a basic witch. She's growing her business, she's taking care of her family, she's, you know, she's happy with her friends, she's building whatever she needs for herself. And if you fuck with her, then you will see the dark side of her that you wish not to. So for those of you limiting yourself and creating blockages, saying, oh, I'm a light worker, don't think like that. Because when somebody comes to fuck with you, your family, your kids, all of that light shit goes out the fucking window. Through the window, through the wall. That bitch is gonna be ready to motherfucking fuck you up. And see, it takes some time. Sometimes it takes every single thing in your body not to want to do it, but you have to. Because people will mess with you, they'll bother you, they'll intervene in your relationships, and it's like, well, why you can't just go get your own shit, you know? This basic witch was just living her life. A lot of people probably don't even know she's a witch, and you decide to come fuck with her. And what she gonna do? She gonna deal with you. So don't limit yourself, and even to the magic that you're learning. Like, I know a lot of you, like, when I started, it was, I practice hoodoo. And it was until I got familiar with my practice and everything that I tell myself, you know what, I have so much of everything in me, from my ancestors, from my spirit guides, from learning from myself, that you don't see in my videos where I label anything as hoodoo, because I feel like I have a lot of different types of energy in me, and it's crazy, because it's like, where did that come from? That's from your ancestors and your spirit guides and the deities and the saints around you that have been watching you grow and been helping you, and you have a little bit of them in you now. And you know, it's like, I think a lot of people say hoodoo because it's safe, and it's you know, growing up, when people would say voodoo, it seemed like it was just all bad. You know, so some people, they'll say, you know, I don't do voodoo, I do hoodoo. Like it makes it any different. Bitch, you still fucking people up. And I had to take that restriction off of myself and say, you know what? Because a lot of people are attracted to me, and a lot of people are drawn into me, and they just, I connect with them. And they don't call it hoodoo. They're from many different places in the world, and they practice many different things, and they combine with many different religions, and it's like, they don't call it that. So I had to like stop saying that, because it also helped me to connect to many different levels and things, and it has broadened my mind and my knowledge as well, because I speak to so many people on YouTube, other witches that practice, like, so I get myself familiar with a lot of people, and a lot of people get themselves familiar with me. So I don't want it, I never wanted to make it seem like, oh, it's just hoodoo, I only could teach this. No. There's some people that's all they know. All they can do is light up a stick candle and put a bunch of herbs around it and show that to you. And magic is broad, it's huge. There's so much different things you can do. Herbal magic, magic with dirt powder, oil magic, it's candle magic, jar magic, just praying sometimes. There's bath rituals, incense, like it's so much different rituals that you can just continuously use and still get good results. And you can connect yourself with many different people. So just don't limit yourself. Don't say you're a light worker. I think it's good to expand your knowledge and not limit yourself and create any blockages, because there's a lot of witches on here that they don't know certain things and they can learn it from me. I want a lot of y'all that are watching me, that are listening to me, to don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to connect with other people. Don't be afraid to listen to what other people have to say. Some people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. At all. And yes, they'll give you bad advice, but you know common sense, right? You know that if it doesn't sound good, then don't do it. Like, so if anything, I want you guys to be really open-minded to just spirituality and just witchcraft alone. And I think it's fine, and I think it's okay for you to broaden your horizons and connect with many different types of people spiritually. I feel like that's cool. I feel like that's something that you should be doing. And as time went on and I got better in my craft and better at making candles and all, I didn't even know that I could do so much until I said to myself, you know what, just do it, magic. Do it. Make it come to me alls, make your money alls, make it destroy. And it's just like I'm being guided, like I've been here, done that, like that kind of deja vu type of shit. And it's weird to explain that to people that have no idea what it feels like. But for those of you that know what I'm talking about, it's like I've been here before, like I've done this, like I've been a witch in my past lives. Because I just sometimes I be knowing too much stuff, and I'm like, how I know how to do that? Who taught me how to do that? How do I know how to make that? And it's like, it's weird, but it's like kind of like a gift and a curse to many of you, because sometimes you overwhelmed with how much things you know. And like for some of you could read people without cards, and I did that for a really long time. It's like, it's unbelievable sometimes. But I never take it for granted. And I always use my magic to help people. And that's why I just have this knack for teaching and letting people learn from me, because I didn't have nobody like me to teach me anything when I started. There was no one telling me, buy this, do that. No. And if I had me years ago, I don't know, skies would be the motherfucking limit, because I feel like I'm motherfucking good now. I feel like I'm one of the motherfucking baddest bitches on here, doing what I gotta do. I just want to make sure what I'm putting out there is good. I just want to make sure what I'm showing you makes sense. It's appropriate for you learning and teaching others. And because a lot of you are you're new to magic, and you're trying to learn, and you're trying to build yourself and your own brand. And what I'll tell you is make sure that you practice on yourself first. Make sure you got shit going for yourself first, and doing what you got to do first before you try to involve other people. Because a lot of people feel because they can light a candle for themselves, automatically they become workers, because they're so ordained in the practice, and now they're this, oh, you're some kind of priestess, and that I mean, your work speaks for itself. But let me tell you something, when people let you know what you're doing for them, that's priceless. It's priceless when people tell you how much good you've been doing for them, how much changes you've been making for them. It's like a feeling in your whole body that you're like, wow, that's me. I did that so quick. Wow, you like it? Oh my God, that oil did that? Oh my God, you like my stink ass powder? Oh my God. So it's like every time I make something, I just be like so happy to like share it with y'all and shit. And I've grown, like, I've grown mentally, physically, emotionally. My skin is thicker, you know, like, I no longer tell y'all fuck you anymore when y'all come into my comments and try to tell me some bullshit, or tell my subscribers shit. Like, I get in there and I defend y'all, you know. But it's been some time, and I'll say that I don't have no negative ass motherfuckers coming in. There's no ill will, no jealous, no envious bitches coming in to say nothing negative. Like, everything's been good. I can honestly tell you that. You know, and like, I haven't said, you know, like, you know, get the fuck out of here in a long time, you know, on my YouTube channel. You know, like, everything is good. It's all love, it's blessing, it's peace, it's positiveness, and I like that. I like that, you know, because some people, they hateful. They not appreciative of what you can do. Remember, you can always fix yourself, but there's some motherfuckers out there that's gonna be stuck in this shit forever. And you know why? Because they evil. And they wicked, and they don't have a heart, and they want you sometimes to stop doing everything and try to save them when they cannot be saved. Do not save her. She don't want to be saved. That is so true. It is. You know, and it's like, after watching people sometimes just destroy themselves, it's like, listen, you can't get any worse than that. Sometimes you don't have to say nothing to them. Sometimes they get dealt with themselves. They deal with themselves. They are their own nightmare, their worst enemies. They are their own destruction jars. They are their own sourness. They're their own bitter bitches. They are killing themselves with the lives they're living because they just want to just be that type of motherfucker that you don't want around you. And when you don't want people around you, make sure that you freeze them the fuck away. Don't listen to people and create spells that can fuck you up. Because it's like, I tell everybody all the time, man, there's so many different ways you can do protection spells. Keep your fairy walls up to burn these fucking bitches. Make that wall so fierce and so fiery that no motherfucker can get in, that if anyone chooses or dares to think negative about you, come near you, that they be burned to ashes, their magic, their energy, everything about them, mentally, physically, spiritually. You want them to be destroyed with that fire. You know, be a fierce motherfucker. Don't let anyone try to come in and use their magic and make you feel like you any less of a motherfucker. You got me. And I'm going to tell you straight up, that bitch ain't worth nothing. And you know, like, sometimes I just sit back and I'm like, wow, you know, she's doing good. He's doing good. And everything is everything. And y'all listen to me. Y'all keeping y'all kids protected. Y'all keeping y'all bracelets on y'all kids. Y'all keeping that home guarded. Your windows are safeguarded. The doors, like, you protecting everything. The car, the job. Y'all got the bosses fixed. Like, y'all doing everything y'all got to do. So I'm gonna give a big thanks to y'all too for just doing what you got to do. Because it's a fucking crazy world. There's a lot of dangerous motherfuckers. And I see sometimes, not even sometimes, all the time, like, some people just don't want to help people. Because they feel if you get that knowledge that you're going to be better than them. Not even feel, they know you're going to be better than them. They know that if they do it, that you're going to be not needing them anymore. And I just feel like, yo, like, what the fuck be wrong with some of y'all sometimes? Like, where does all of that hate and anger come from? Like, I love to do work to help bless your family, bring forth love and happiness. And, you know, there's always a motherfucker around the corner that's going to be willing to come and take away what you have simply because they never had it. They couldn't build that up for themselves. And your life now is righteous and blessed. And they can't take that. That's too much for them. Sadly, you gotta fuck them up. You gotta let them know you're not gonna fuck around. You gotta let them know that ain't no games to be played. And you gotta just do what you gotta do sometimes. You know, just keep doing what you gotta do, and don't be afraid of anybody. They just barking a lot. There's no bite to it at all. They can't do anything to you, and it's like, you know, for some people they wanna just show how dark they could be. And I'll tell you something, you're not going to rest good like that. Your head is going to be fucked up. And you're going to wish that you wasn't like that. You're going to wish you wasn't a manipulative dark, crazy bitch practicing evil, wicked, demonic magic, getting involved with dark deities that will want your fucking firstborn when you push it out. Like, listen, don't, be careful who y'all really around and who y'all going to, because they bring in that negative energy. It'll stick on you, and some of you going to get certain products from people, and this bitch can't make an oil to save her life. This bitch is mixing up vegetable oil and all types of shit and food coloring and telling you that's come to me, and it's like, well, goddamn, well, what are you doing? Not everybody is gifted. Not everybody's gifted, but I just hope that y'all make the right decisions. Keep yourself cleansed. Keep yourself protected. Protect your family. And use your defensive magic as much as you can. Don't limit yourself. And that'll help you. For those of you that have been doing work for a long time, like, I hate to hear stories like that. When you say, oh, magic, I've been doing magic for 20 years and now I'm just limited. I can't do nothing. I can't help. Like, I hate to hear that. Because somebody did something to stop you. Somebody did something, and you know what? You got so busy into helping people and doing for others that you stopped thinking about you. You wasn't keeping yourself protected. You wasn't protecting your head. You wasn't wrapping it. You wasn't shielding yourself. You wasn't letting your guardian angels protect you. You wasn't giving your ancestors the light in the day that they needed to help you at night. And then you got stuck. And now you blocked. And now you binded. A bind is a restriction. You don't want somebody to do something to you anymore, want someone to do that anymore. So they binded you from working your magic and helping those and helping yourself. It's sad when that happens, but, I just hope that everybody could just keep themselves where they need to be. And, I'm going to finish up my jars. But I just want to show y'all my jars and whatnot, and just talk to y'all. Just, have like a little conversation. So, like, subscribe, and always stay blessed.